באחד מהימים שהייתי בעבודה, אשתי התקשרה אליי ואמרה לי שהילדה פשוט לא מסכימה ללכת, והיא לקחה אותה לבית חולים. ב-MRI גילו בעצם גידול שיושב בחזה ובצוואר. כל העולם השתנה, שזה נוירובלסטומה. ונכנסנו לסדרת טיפולים בעצם, שלצערנו לא הצליחה, ובגלל זה הגענו ל-MSK, לממוריאל סלון קטרינג. ההחלטה לבוא לפה הייתה מאוד קשה. שאתה לבד בעצם, אתה מחפש את הקהילה שלך, באמת לא מבין איך תסתדר. אבל כשאתה מגיע ורואה את כל המתנדבים של העמותה בעצם סביבך, של חי לייפליין, באמת מאמין שאין סיכוי שיש מעין קבוצה של אנשים שכל תכליתם הם לעזור לך ולהנגיש לך כל דבר מקצה לקצה, אם זה היסעים, אם זה אוכל, באמת בכל צעד וצעד הם שם איתך. ב7 באוקטובר מה שקרה, חשבתי שאני בחלום, חשבתי שעדיין לא התעוררתי. החברים שלנו נהרגו, השכנים שלנו נהרגו. לא תיארנו לעצמנו שזה יכול להגיע לכאלה עוצמות.
We really didn't understand the implications of what was going on till right after Yom Tov. We quickly assembled the administration of the Chai Lifeline crisis teams.
And we determined we were going to need a separate crisis line for people in Israel.
The fact that we had an infrastructure in place for many years made us a trusted option for Klal Yisrael during this time.
Fortunately, we have a number of hundreds of very well-trained staff giving immediate support to people in crisis.
There are a lot of people that call the crisis line every day.
We're hearing about fear of attacks.
People who are in shock.
Being in a closed space, being in the mamad rooms in Israel.
And they can hear sirens at times and they're anxious.
We felt the pain of everybody in the South.
Tragic losses.
I feel like my mind is racing. I don't know what to do with myself.
What do we do next?
The blatant anti-Semitism.
Sort of like being in the middle of a Holocaust.
Panicked and worried and can't sleep and don't want to eat.
Personal anxiety, national anxiety.
Neglecting their own health, no self-care.
Watched too many videos and I've seen everything that's going on in Israel.
How do we get through it?
What do I tell my child? He refuses to go out of the house.
That person's in crisis.
You know, we're a global organization, and it doesn't matter if there's a call at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m., we're here.
Someone's loved one is one of the hostages, and they're rehearsing in their mind what's going to happen when they find that person.
I remember one of the calls I had of a person in Israel who was going through a tremendous amount of anxiety, and I was listening and listening and listening, and me, a person in South Florida, connecting to another Jew across the world over the fact that we're all going through something together. It fills me up. It really helps me feel like every Jew is doing something.
What we were able to do is expand our operation to be able to deal with this enormity of this catastrophe.
People thought they were safe and secure, all of a sudden had their world ripped apart.
Chai Lifeline's crisis team, it's probably one of our best kept secrets, perhaps one of the largest volunteer crisis intervention teams in the world.
And we are unfortunately very, very busy. We are on call constantly.
Sometimes a person tells you, I'm talking quietly because my spouse is sleeping in the room next door, and they just need to reach out to someone. And we're that someone.
In Afula, there's a small, tight-knit community of Americans that have moved here. We're all relatively new Olim, and then the war breaks out. And not just the war, but you worry about terrorists coming to your own home. What do you tell our children? How do we deal with this? 72 hours later, we had a Zoom meeting, and Dr. Fox telling us his wisdom of how to deal with these crises, how to deal with our children, and it was a tremendous, tremendous success.
A local woman in New York whose mother was a Holocaust survivor felt that her mother, quote unquote, was freaking out as a result of what was going on.
Children who grew up with the slogan "never again" and they believed it, and now they're questioning that.
Our focus is on Israel, but our focus is also on our own families, our own communities.
Without sacrificing any of the important work that Chai Lifeline is doing globally. Because as we talk, there are newly bereaved children. As we talk, there are many different elements of crises that are going on.
I also lost 2 clients over Yantiv. For those families, then and there, their crisis of the moment wasn't the war. For them, the crisis was they just lost a beloved family member.
One community that we may not be so aware of is Jewish people on campuses. Just giving them the sense that we're together as a community. And we all feel that, right? When we watch these videos of the Chayalim dancing and everyone coming together, I think it provides a certain amount of like, we're okay. We're okay. And we have this emunah that things are gonna work out. We're really one big Jewish family. And I think that's a beautiful message in the face of what we're all dealing with right now.
When push comes to shove, we are a united group. We are one big family.
But what we see right now is beyond the unity that is inherent in the DNA of Chai Lifeline. We see people from all across the Jewish globe volunteering and offering to volunteer. People just want to help.
This is my skill set, and I felt a moral obligation to help on the crisis line.
Mika Amcha Yisrael, that's really what this Lifeline is all about.
The beauty of Chai Lifeline is that we are a global organization. We are here to help our brothers and sisters across the world.
When you think of Chai Lifeline, when you think of everything, what is the feeling you have and why?
כשאני חושב על חי לייפליין, אני תמיד מתמלא בסוג של גאווה. הם פשוט יהיו שם. לא משנה מה יקרה, בגלל שאנחנו יהודים, לא בגלל ששום דבר אחר. ועברנו רכבת הרים של תהפוכות על תהפוכות. המשפחה שלנו בבית עוברת סוג של גיהנום וטבח. אחרי כל זה, ביום שאחרי השביעי באוקטובר, שאחרי התעוררנו חזקים יותר. כי האחדות של עם ישראל והעם היהודי אי אפשר לנצח. לא משנה מה יהיה, לא משנה כמה קשה, לא משנה כלום. בסופו של דבר אנחנו ננצח.